Welcome to a special edition of Chatted Up Sports. It is not every day that you are sitting with an Olympic gold medalist. Now, I have a sheet in front of me because I didn't want to mess up this introduction.
Okay.
So I'm here with Olympic and world champion weightlifter, Notre Dame, as well as UTC alumnus, Miss Olivia Reeves, aka Certified Badass. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Can't complain.
There's a fly that's trying to take us out right now, and we'll edit that out. But it's so good to see you.
Yes.
I'm just.
I'm gonna edit out a fly. You can't edit out flies, by the way. That just happens. But no, super happy to have you here. And so, like I said, Malcolm Harris, Garrett, Tolley, we're Chatted Up Sports, and ultimately, really awesome place in which we're having this interview, because this is not just somewhere that everyday folks work out. It's where Olympians work out. And so it sounds like from our research that you may have got your start somewhere around here. And so we'd love to learn more about that.
Yes. So the room off to the side over there by the bathrooms is now some sort of strength and conditioning room. But before, my coach used to rent space out of here for, I don't even know how long, but before I started until about 2019 or so, we moved. But for the first solid 5 years of my lifting career, I was here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 4 to 6 at least.
So when you got your start initially, who were like the role models in your life that pushed you to even get into weightlifting in the first place?
Well, for starters, my mom, she owned a CrossFit gym, and watching the CrossFit games and the athletes there, that was a big inspiration, because CrossFit was how I got into weightlifting. And then in weightlifting specific, the 2016 Rio Olympics was the first one I remember watching. Watching Sarah Robles and Morgan King and Jenny Arthur, Maddie Rogers, like that whole group of weightlifters. That era is one that I saw that and thought, okay, I like this sport. I don't know if like Olympics is really why I'm in it, but I think I can do this.
It takes a lot of belief, though, right? I mean, you got to actually believe in yourself. So what are the things that motivated you to say, hey, maybe I can do this? You just find out you're stronger than everybody else and just
That's the goal.
That's pretty it.
I just want to be stronger than everybody else. That's my plan.
Heck yeah.
So,
I mean, there's a new Marvel movie coming out, too, so we could throw you in that. That's not, I don't have the connections, but other people do.
We'll start here.
But
I mean, that was essentially it. Like, I wanted to be strong and have that transfer over to other aspects of my life, and I saw that as something I wanted to do, and therefore kept competing.
Sure.
And one competition led to the next.
And then, like I said, now we're here in the YMCA with Chatted Up Sports.
And here I'm just all leading to this.
This is it. This is the pinnacle, and it only goes up. But listen, I have a daughter. She's 8 months old, so she's relatively new to the world. And my wife and I, we always sit around trying to figure out, like, okay, what's this kid gonna do? Who's she gonna be? And I was looking into women's weightlifting, and it sounds like about 43% of folks are women in that sport. And what does that mean to you? Like, do you want to be a role model to women? Is it more about you, achieving goals? What does that look like to you in your eyes?
For sure. I think people think Olympic weightlifting is quite the male-dominated sport. I would disagree. The women's team is accomplishing so much more nationally or internationally. We sent more women to the Olympics in weightlifting than men because we qualified for more. So to be able to be in this position and to inspire the next generation is something that I did not set out to do, and it's kind of a responsibility I'm now acknowledging. But all I want to do is be stronger and set the bar so that somebody else can do it better, and kind of lead that pathway so people can see this and think, okay, I could do that one day and do it better than I did, and that's my hope.
You know, you talked about the international stage, and I wrote a question, and I wasn't trying to be cheesy, but you've carried the weight of being a top U.S. lifter.
Yes,
And that's super
quite
cheesy.
heavy. Yeah.
And it's quite heavy.
Yeah.
How do you handle the pressure that comes with this, specifically like on the international stage? Because like I know there's pressure in Chattanooga. Like everybody knows who you are.
Yeah.
But like internationally, that's a different type of pressure.
It is, and I would say I just try not to think about it. I mean, what it boils down to is the weight on the bar doesn't change. It's gonna be 120 kilos here or, somewhere else around the world. Like, it weighs the same. I'm doing the same thing as I'm doing in training, in competition. I've competed repeated so many times. So I try and rely on the fact that I'm just essentially going through the motions and letting myself do that because I know what to do. And that's it.
Just your preparation, sounds
Yeah.
like. If
Yeah.
you've done it, you practice for it, so at that point,
It just,
rinse and repeat.
You just kind of have to just let it go. There's only so much you can control on that day.
Does I know a lot of folks very interested always in like the Olympic side of things, but behind the scenes, obviously, there's a lot of work to get to that point. Just for us to even look at you at that on the stage and do all that. What does a typical training day look like for Olivia Reeves to get ready for the Olympics?
Not much different than my training leading up to it. It stayed pretty much the same. I train 4 times a week for about 2.5 hours. Those sessions look like a snatch, clean and jerk, and squat variation, whether that's power snatch, power clean, whether I do add and shoulder press, RDL, back squat versus front squat. So it changes a little bit. But I don't know what workout I'm doing until I go there and my coach tells me. It's not like I have my 4 weeks printed out and I just kind of checking that off. He has a plan. He said, like, we have a competition, like right now I have one in 8 weeks. So he knows what he wants to look like on certain days and therefore plans accordingly or changes the plan.
Yeah.
And that's been the deal the past 10 years.
Oh my gosh. So, and has it been the same coach the whole time?
Yes.
Okay, so how'd you meet your coach?
He's like one of the only Olympic weightlifting coaches in town. There's a couple others, but there's nobody like him. He's done like level 1 seminars at CrossFit gyms, and that's how my parents knew him. And so when I said I wanted to do something weightlifting specific, they sent me here and they knew him, and we've been family friends forever.
Sure, and obviously he believes in you, but it's his coaching style. I mean, it has to like align with you pretty well because you can't just have someone beating you down all the time. You gotta at least like the guy and let him do that.
No, I wish you could meet Steve. He's a character. Very down to earth. Very down to earth. We work very well together. Yes.
So I've always been curious. What are you eating? Like, what is a typical diet for you, Olivia? Because that's like half the battle.
It is, especially in a weight class sport.
Yeah.
But that is something I try not to put a lot of emphasis on. I think there's, especially in the women's weightlifting aspect and the youth aspect of like dieting culture, not a huge fan of that. So I eat what I eat. Like, I put an emphasis on protein, carbs, and fat. Try and hit those macros depending on when, like how far out from competition. But I'm not super strict. I don't follow a certain specific diet plan. Pretty, dare I say normal, but my friends would disagree. But like, I think it's normal.
Okay, so walk me through, because I'm a Chattanooga foodie.
Okay.
What's a Olivia Reeves cheat meal? I was trying to say Olivia cheat at the same time. What's an Olivia Reeves cheat meal in Chattanooga?
Well, cheat meal insinuates that it's bad, and it's not bad.
It's not bad. What is just hey, I'm hungry and I want something really good?
Tremont Tavern burger.
Dude,
Best burger in
you're
town.
a
I live
winner.
down the street and I love it.
That is a gold medalist answer. And by the way, you got some hardware. Can you show our folks that? Or you don't have to pull it out if you don't want to.
Well, hold on.
Well, I brought it.
Yeah, that's why she brought it. Just have her pull it out.
Okay. I was just like, that's heavy.
Always locked and loaded with this.
Locked
I'm
and
kidding.
loaded.
Yeah. Look at that thing, man.
Cow.
And so, from what I understand, is that it clear as gold medal, but the kind of the inside here, that's from the Eiffel Tower.
Yes,
I think you were telling
yes.
us, and so
Eiffel Tower part here, right here, it's inscribed, and so each Olympic medal is specific to the sport or weight class, whatever. So it says weightlifting in French, my weight class, and women.
okay.
And then on the back we have Nike, the goddess of victory.
Yep.
And it says Olympic Games. Yeah,
Let's see.
go ahead.
I obviously don't do weightlifting. I'm such a joker, dude. No, this is cool. Yeah, so put it up here. Look, that's very, very awesome. This is in your city, Chattanooga, thanks to Miss Olivia. And I honestly, I was talking to her earlier, we had a cool story about how she actually houses this bad boy.
Yeah.
So show them the knitted.
Crocheted, I believe.
Crocheted, is that what it is?
Crochet.
Girl, I
Miss
don't
Deidre
know.
would be a little upset if I said knitting.
Crocheted.
Yes.
Crochet.
It's crochet.
But nonetheless, crocheted. But you were holding that in something else before she said, you can't do that, let me crochet you something. So
I was keeping it in a sock because, like, I travel to places, people ask me to bring it, and I don't mind at all, and I didn't want to just like have it out. Because I've seen other stuff, it gets dented or scratched. So I've been keeping it in here, and it goes in my jewelry box.
That's a heavy piece of jewelry, I would say.
Thank you. Yeah, and people like, I don't mind if people touch it, and like, so when I'm holding it, like it kind of hurts your neck. So I'm like, do you want to hold it?
Yeah.
People are like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah, that's so funny, dude.
So, you know, we know you as an Olympian. We know you that you lift heavy stuff.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're not doing that? Like, who is Olivia Reeves outside of weightlifting?
I'm usually doing something with my dog, hiking, camping. I recently got a kayak, sourdough, my plants, I have a vegetable garden. Trying to find things to add to a list of hobbies that's not weightlifting.
That's awesome.
Is essentially what because I'm out of school, I graduated in December. I'll go back in August for my master's. But
Congratulations on that.
thank
Yeah,
you.
awesome.
I'm just trying to, I only weightlift 4 times a week, so like what else can I get into?
Yeah. What'd you study? What was the study?
Sociology.
Sociology.
And I'll go back for public health.
Love that. So
Yeah.
how do you hope to help the world? Thank you. How do you hope to help the world with these degrees and this experience?
I love studying more of the social and cultural factors of what either brings people into health specific areas or draws them away, in terms of like the obesity problem and ethnicity and things like that, of how we can set up programs better is really my emphasis in public health.
And you think it's gonna be all right here in Chattanooga, or
It could be. It
World-
could be. I mean,
take
I'm
you all
going to
the
be here
world.
another 4 years
Yeah.
till LA, so.
Oh, we got LA next. Okay, so tell them about that.
Well, the next Olympics is LA 2028, and my coach is here, so I live here, I train here, I'm from here, so I'm gonna have to stay here. And I'm going to school here for the next 2 years, yeah.
Sweet. Well, here's some things. We have, so it's 5 of us total here at Chattanooga Sports, right?
Gotcha.
With 2 of us today.
Okay.
The other 3 were unfortunately had conflicts, but there's one guy specifically who really wanted to talk to you because he is like our power lifter
Yeah, he's our
of
little
us.
Okay.
workout
He's
buddy.
our workout guy.
All
And he
right.
was like really,
Powerlifting, I see.
he was jealous
Yeah,
that we
I
got
bet.
to meet you today. So with that being said, we have a studio called The Foundation.
Okay.
It's here in Chattanooga. We would love to run this back and really roll out the red carpet for you if you're open to
My
it.
goodness, sure.
All right, cool. Well, we will get your contact information. Any other things before you make your way to kissing babies and signing autographs?
My goodness.
Anything for us?
Nothing much, just thank you for having me.
Yeah.
This was great.
We appreciate you. Olivia, do you have anything, Mr. Tolley?
I was going to say thank you as well. Yes. So
Awesome.
thank you, Olivia. You're wonderful. Definitely going to have you sign something for my daughter before we walk out of here, so we can put that in the room. But welcome. Thank you all for joining Chat Up Sports. Miss Olivia Reeves, our 2024 Paris Olympic gold medalist for the weightlifting 71 kilogram event. Thank you,
Nailed
Olivia.
it.